I didn't put any makeup on for you guys because Nathan was watching Nathan this morning, and Nathan says that if I read, I'm sexy. So I'm going to interpret that as if I don't need makeup. Hello. I was like, oh, we're going to film in daylight because I never film in natural light. And this is why I don't film in natural light. Okay, cool. Hi, it's Alyssa. I went to Boston. I'm about to leave. I'm going to show you everything I bought in Boston. Well, all the books I bought in Boston. Here, my Borzoi tote, which has very little to do with the books I bought. So let's jump into this. Okay, is that like better? Like, I don't think I'm being assaulted by the sun as much now. Okay, hi. Hi. Ooh, I got coffee. Don't go over there, Alyssa. I've got coffee. We've got the cuck chair. We've got some curtains. We're in the not so beautiful Marriott Courtyard in South Boston. It's been a trip. Let me just give you a little highlight reel of this hotel. It is under construction on the 6th floor. The elevators look like we're in a padded cell. Hold on, let me bring you down. Maybe that'll be better. Did that make it worse? That made it worse. Look, chaotic stuff. Anyway, so elevators look like padded cell. I opened the fridge when I first got here to put my Red Bull in because I didn't drink it on the drive up, and water everywhere. They came and cleaned it. Everyone here has been lovely. Just the facility is a little disgusting and out of date. First night, the AC wouldn't stay on, so, and it was really warm in this room, and I like to sleep cold, and it kept turning off, and I would wake up in a cold sweat, and then it would kick back on again. It was like the most inconsistent HVAC I've ever experienced, I think, in a hotel setting. Second night, I came here to like relax before I went out to dinner, and the fire alarm went off, and as we were waiting for the fire department to clear everything, this big, very Boston heavy accented man comes in from the fire department and is yelling about how they may have to evacuate the hotel because of whatever they're doing. Whatever they're doing on the 6th floor. I don't know. We didn't have to evacuate. I was mildly annoyed because, one, why are you dropping this on us like this? This is not the way that you tell us this. Two, you were just being incredibly dramatic. So why did you have to start that? But okay, I guess, you know, the fire department's prompt. A lot of the firemen had like very strong fireman mustaches. It made me giggle. We had a really lovely time. I met up with 4 of my friends, including your favorite booktuber, Kieran. We just hung out in Boston. Friday was a big like eating and book day. If you're on my Instagram, you've seen some of the pictures. I posted a couple things. It's a lot of eating. A lot of eating happened. We went to the Brattle. We went to a few other places. I did obviously get some books. Saturday was mostly a me day. I did some museums, and then I had dinner with Kieran, and we like walked around. I went to Muji. Like, we had a good time. I think you can see my Muji bag up there somewhere. I got a new diffuser and some pens. Let's go through the books. I gotta finish packing, get in the car. I've already rambled on quite enough. Coffee. It's fine. All right, so I guess we'll start with the Brattle because that was the first place we went to, and it's the first place I got books. I didn't get books everywhere. I got a couple books. They're not incredibly exciting to most of you probably, but they're very exciting to me. I picked up a couple Barber pins. I'm always looking for Barber pins when I'm out, and they are hard to find, I think, here in the US. But I got Jane and Prudence, which I know is a lot of people's favorite, or one of their faves. So I'm very excited to get into that. I found a few green leaves, which I haven't really heard anything about. But hey, I found one, and yes, definitely difficult books to find used. I also picked up this A Very Private Eye, an autobiography and diaries and letters about Barbara Pym, because this was the only other Pym they had, and I think that this will be fun, like especially as I read more, to dive into this. Here they are at the Booker Prize dinner. I don't know what year that was. The funny thing about like tuxedos and stuff is like men always kind of look timeless. Like this could be like the 1980s as much as this could be like the 60s. He could be any time. I scored something really great at the Brattle. So we all know I love Virginia Woolf. And one of the things that I think I've mentioned at least once or twice on the channel is how much I want to read her diaries, but they can be quite expensive to buy here. I think the paperbacks are a little cheaper, but I've seen a lot of very expensive editions. I found all but volume 4 of her 5 volumes of her diary. And I am just so excited about this. Like, they're in very nice condition. They are hardbacks. I do love a library binding. I think it's funny that they kind of change colors throughout, but now I just have to try to find volume 4. So if anybody knows where I can thrift volume 4, let me know. But I'm very thrilled to have these for the collection. Add this to the Virginia Woolf stack. They were like $15 a pop, I think. I did get a little bit of a deal there, I feel like, in the Pims. That's all I got with the Brattle. I mean, I know it's a lot of books, but mostly it's just a lot because of the fact that her diaries are in volumes. Can't do anything about that. Oh, I think I have one book that's not here. Hold on. Oh, I thought about doing this chaotically. Like Karen, and like be on the floor, and then on the bed, and then in the closet, and then like upside down. But I don't know how he has the energy. Oh, we went to a bunch of like regular bookstores, and I don't really find full price bookstores all that exciting. For me, I'm more excited in a deal. So eventually we made it over to the Harvard bookstore, which I've been to before when I was in Boston. Somehow I never went to the Brattle. I don't think that I knew the Brattle existed. But the fun thing about the Harvard bookstore is they do have used books in the basement, and they have remainders, and they have a lot of NYRBs. So that is something that we hit up while we were there. One of the books I was looking for was Parable of the Sower used. It's obviously easy to find not used, but I wanted it used. And this is actually like a really good copy. Like, it's in beautiful shape. It was like $8. So I picked that up finally. I found Strangers to Ourselves, Unsettled Minds and Stories, The Stories That Make Us by Rachel Avi. This is a nonfiction that Kieran actually recommended to me because she knows that I am a sort of in this loose project of reading a lot of books written by women about like our minds, like depression, mental health struggles, like the Mad Woman genre of books in all their facets. And I want to hear about women's mental health from women in their own voice. So anyway, this she thought would be really good for me. And they had it in the remainder section for like $6, $7. So I grabbed it. And then I have my NYOBs. I got 5 books. I got 5 books at Harvard. I picked up this Natalia Ginzburg, Valentino, and Sagittarius because I do want to read Natalia Ginzburg. Though I don't believe her that she read Lies and Sorceries in like a day. She was so enthralled. Who is that enthralled with Lies and Sorceries? I don't know. Maybe you just have to be Italian to get it. But anyway, I got these. Very curious to see how I get on with Natalia Ginzburg. Mauve ASMR really loves Natalia Ginzburg. I love Mauve ASMR. So we'll see. I picked up a book for Jesus. I got Defeat Napoleon's Russian Campaign by Filippo de Segar. And I think this is supposed to be like an inspiration for War and Peace. It's a memoir of Filippo de Segar, who was an aide-de-camp to Napoleon, and it tells the story of like the whole invasion of Russia. And it says here, his book, A Fundamental Inspiration for Tolstoy's War and Peace, is a masterpiece of military history that teaches an all too timely lesson about imperial hubris and its risks. I got this for Jesus. It screamed Jesus, so he will probably enjoy it. And then the sun is attacking me again. I can't. This is why I film at night with lights. How do you guys do it? The people that are up during the day doing this. And then we got Lolly Willows by Sylvia Townsend Warner. Very excited about this. Let me tell you, when the checkout guy was going on and on and on and on and on about how much he loved this, and I love when that happens. When the checkout guy or the checkout gal or the checkout day, whoever, the checkout person at the bookstore has something wonderful and cannot stop themselves from telling you about the book that you are buying, it sells me. Like that, I'm like, I know I've made a good decision, and that book is moving up in the pile because you, sir, ma'am, whoever you are, you have inspired me. You have whet my appetite. Anyway, what made me excited to read this is literally the first paragraph of the introduction. In 1929, Lolly Willows was a surprise international bestseller. And no wonder, beneath its disguise as a charming British fantasy about witchcraft, The novel was revolutionary. In fact, it was, in fact, a subtle demand for women's right to privacy and independence from their families, for power over their lives, even if they had to make a pact with Satan to get it. That's like all I needed to know. We're going to read it. That's all I got. I don't think we went to any other bookstores that night. I think we went to dinner. It started raining. We had a really lovely dinner. We went to tapas. The cocktails were phenomenal. We went to this fish place for lunch. So good. I tried things I've never had before. I had caviar. I don't get the hype, but I tried it. Anyway, Sunday, no, today's Sunday, Saturday, I went to the Boston Museum of Fine Arts and saw the O'Keeffe and somebody exhibit. I'll put pictures. That was lovely. I was killing some time because I didn't have my ticket to enter the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum wasn't till 1:30, so I had to kill some time. I kind of puttered around the museum after seeing the O'Keeffe exhibit, which was really lovely. I really liked how they were these two, the sculptor and his name is escaping me. I want to say Howard. The way that they set it up, the curators, was really lovely. And the audio narration that you could go on the website and like listen to as you were going through really just added to the whole experience. I loved it. I don't think I ever really appreciated O'Keeffe just kind of like in textbook form, but seeing her paintings in person was phenomenal. So I have like more of an appreciation for her now, I think. But anyway, I did go to the Isabella Gardner Museum, which was the original reason why I was over on that part of Boston, because Kieran had recommended it to me. She said that I would love it. And I did. I want to live there. It's beautiful. It's like stunning. I'll put some pictures in. You can see it. Like it's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous museum. And the way that she chose to display art is just so lovely and refreshing, especially after being at like a proper museum. She has so many whistlers and she has so many sergeants. And every time I see a painting of his, of a woman, she's always the most beautiful woman you've ever seen. And I just feel like he could take any woman, paint her, and make her just a goddess. The way he plays with light, it's stunning. I think probably one of the more famous paintings of his that she has there is this like flamenco painting. It is so beautiful and so stunning and so kinetic and just amazing. And the way she has it displayed is just perfect. It's such a sumptuous museum. Loved it. I don't know if I care for the sheer amount of like Renaissance religious iconography, just like Jesus-y stuff, just because it kind of gets a little old to me. I can appreciate a lot of like the craftsmanship, I guess, of that kind of art, but there's just so much of it. Every time I see that kind of art, there's just too much. It's too much. I'm over it. Like, how many times can I see you poorly paint a baby? Like, whatever. I'd rather be a little bit more modern and have other figures that you paint than just weird looking babies of Jesus. But anyway, the only thing I picked up there, because I had a very rushed experience at the gift shop there, because I was also having lunch there, and they texted me, called me, and harassed me to tell me my table was ready, like as I had a couple things in my hand and I was still going around the gift shop. But that was probably good for my bank account because this has been a very expensive weekend. But I got this Mrs. Jack, a biography of Isabella Stewart Gardner. It is in plastic still, but I'm going to keep it like that so it doesn't get destroyed right now. But this is by Louise Hall Tharp. It's perhaps the most readable biography of Isabella Stewart Gardner. And I'm curious. I didn't know anything about this lady. I think I've seen a couple things about the museum, especially because they had this big heist where a lot of the paintings there were like a bunch of paintings that were stolen. I think there were Renoirs. And there's still like empty frames. They just left the empty frames around the museum. The museum is exactly the way Isabella Gardner laid it out, and it's to remain that way as much as physically possible. So it was really, really cool to see. This should be really a fun read when I get to it. And on the back cover, there is a sergeant, and that is Sergeant painting her. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this. That's my little book haul. I gotta pack up and get the hell out of here because I need to get home. All right, I gotta work tomorrow. And it's a 3-and-something hour drive. But that's what I got. That's like my little, I guess, summary of Boston. I was gonna vlog it for you, but I just didn't feel like putting in that much effort. Let me be honest with you. I'm gonna try to get this all down to the car. My arm is already numb from all the walking and stuff. Just like carrying a purse for a number of days. And I think this was good for me to move this much. I had a lot of fun. I ate a lot of food, like a lot of food. If you ever go anywhere and you need food recommendations or just like fun things to do, I think head on over to Kieran's anything, Instagram, YouTube, and ask for a recommendation because she is like the best cultural tour guide that I think I've ever had. And she's also just an amazingly lovely person. And I'm so grateful that this little world of books has brought her and other people, the other people that were with us into my little life. Books are great. I already gushed about books in my passenger video, but I think books are very important. Books bring us together in so many different ways. But anyway, I'm getting sentimental this morning. Nobody needs that. So coffee. I will not be ending this by crawling in the closet like Kieran. I'm going to finish the little bit of boba I have left from last night, and I'm going to pack up and get in the car and head the heck home and finish my audiobook. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Hopefully this audio isn't horrendous, and I'll see you in my next video, whatever it may be, because it's my channel. I can do whatever I want. Bye.